that was an interesting dialogue because there's some people that I've spoken with who feel that that was that young woman's cry to say that she was being prosecuted for items.
Real life. It ain't real life. Just ain't real life street stars. You know what time it is.
We have to speak on Jane Doe. She testified for like 6 days.
Right.
And she finally released her name because she had a lawsuit that came right after Cassie's lawsuit, or in September of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you see, just for those who don't know what a Jane Doe or John Doe, when they come into a trial and they don't want their, that means she was subpoenaed, I'm assuming, and did not want to speak.
No, doesn't mean that.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that. Are you asking me that?
What makes someone go under the pseudonym Jane Doe?
Like I said before, to protect their identity, to protect her kids. I mean, she stated it, and it's been said numerous times. This woman has a child by a well-known artist who she's getting over $5,000 a month for in child support. She is someone who is probably known in the industry. She has a kid, and all the allegations surrounding Sean Combs and the interfering and the threats and the coercion, all of those things lay ground for the public not knowing who she is in order to protect her and her family.
So Kid Cudi could have came in as a John Doe.
No, Kid Cudi wasn't a victim.
Oh, okay.
In a sense. Yeah, he wasn't a victim in a sense. And so
Carter blew up.
Yeah, well,
allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, all of that stuff is circumstantial in a sense that because I don't think we still don't know who threw the bottle at the car.
Correct.
So everything else is speculation.
Okay. All right.
How come they're not giving Kid Cudi the snitching jacket?
Some people are. I mean,
I haven't seen it.
The internet is.
I don't even know if they're not even giving him the black jacket. I mean, they're like, he's on the otof side of it.
I saw something on the internet where they had kind of a Marvel theme, and he had on a rat uniform.
Oh yeah, when he said Diddy looked like a Marvel supervillain.
Yeah,
that means you must come in some other form, son.
Do you think he still has power?
Yeah. He's paying Jane's rent.
Yeah, he's paying Jane's rent up until the time of her testifying against him.
Yes.
That's crazy. I'm getting my rent paid.
And
staring at you
yeah, and I'm saying that to say he's in jail. Who's writing that check?
Hey.
And if I got power to have people write a $10,000 a month check to take care of you, plus I'm pretty sure some other things that he's doing for and others, Doc, that's a little power.
In the Jane Doe, after her testimony, she talked about abusive relationships. She has said 90% of their...
Hold on. What's on that water bottle you're drinking?
Shout out to RealLyfe.
You too can get a RealLyfe Lawyer water bottle.
Come on now. Branding is big. Branding is key. Now, Jane Doe, she has said 90% of their sexual escapades was with other men.
Right.
After her testimony, Diddy was seen crying, like wiping a tear away from his eye. Do you feel like in this trial, Diddy is now possibly having remorse just from hearing that? Man, I really was out here wilding.
Man, look, this is speculation. He could have just had a reflection of the fact that he probably really liked this woman.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
And when she said that and he reflected back, he would be like, damn, I didn't spend as much quality time with her as I thought I was. I was so caught up in this other stuff that I didn't really spend the time with her that I should have, and now I may never get that opportunity.
Man, that's real. That's real. That
I mean,
happens.
people do that, man.
Yeah, no, they dated, I believe she said, for 3 years. And for her to go up there and actually speak her feelings and what she took from the relationship and what she wanted, because I think it was a situation where she asked about money, or there was some money that she asked for. And the defense asked like, oh, is that what you feel like you're worth? And then her response was, what does he think I'm worth? Like, that's
Nope, not quite.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Not quite. Not quite. I'm gonna help you out.
Yeah,
Hey,
please.
look, stop, pause.
Yeah, 'cause
stop texting and doing the comment right now. Stop. We're gonna clean that up. There was a situation in which there was a discussion on purses. And so Jane and the criminal defense attorney who was crossing her at the time, they knew each other. They had a relationship for knowing each other during the course of this whole investigation and case. And so they were talking about a particular purse. And so the discussion came in that, do you have one of those purses? How much of those purses? No, do you have one of those purses? And it's like, I'm sure you got one of those purses. And then the question was back to Jane, how much do you think the purse costs? Or how much does the purse cost? And Jane replied, how much does my body cost? Mm. And so that was an interesting dialogue, because there's some people that I've spoken with who feel that that was that young woman's cry to say that she was being prosecuted for items.
Yeah.
There are other people who said, you think highly enough of your body that your sex with you is worth a $5,000 or a $10,000 bag. And depending on which side the jury takes, that can go badly. Because if a juror says, hey, young lady, so you're okay with selling yourself for $5,000, $10,000? Okay. And it kind of goes to him paying for the house and other things. That is it really sex trafficking if you are negotiating what you're receiving in order to commit these acts?
Right. They asked her, why didn't you just move? I mean, and she's like, well, I have a son, and to uproot and, do all this stuff. So she was in a situation where, I don't want to say she was a slave to the situation, but she was comfortable enough to say, I'll keep receiving your money and keep showing up.
And for everybody who usually gives Joker a hard time,
yeah, please.
That was a compassionate statement that he made about this young lady.
I know.
So I want to go ahead and give you a credit.
Yeah, thank you.
A gold star for that. However, I am going to say this. I said it last time. Lots of people have jobs. And we've seen movies, we've known people who said, I'm not dealing with this. I don't care. I'm out. According to her own testimony, her OnlyFans and what she received from child support was enough potentially to cover her bills without him. The only caveat to that is she had ran up debt previously that put her in a bad situation. Now, once again, ask yourself as a juror, because most of them are over 50, how sympathetic are you going to be to someone who is quote unquote struggling because they've created or amassed all this debt, but yet and still is fascinated with a 10,000 square foot home in Los Angeles, and upset because the purse that she received isn't as expensive as the purse that Young Miami received. Okay. And so as someone who's older, the question, and you don't even have to be older, some people may say, where are your priorities? Right? You didn't say, hey, can you pay off my credit cards? You didn't say, can you pay my student loans? you're upset about a $3,000 to $5,000 bag.
That's facts. Jeez. Larry, if you don't mind me asking, as this trial is going into week 6 now, it was scheduled for, I believe, 8 weeks. So now technically we have another 3 weeks left. When you see where this trial is going, I believe that does the defense kind of run the trial after this, like as far as they're going to kind of have their way, do their thing to kind of show that a lot of stuff was consensual. There's no real, maybe Diddy wasn't even involved in a lot of this stuff, but other parties were. Do you see what their game plan may be after Jane Doe got off the stand? And of course, we got a lot of testimony from a lot of people, including Cassie. Do you see what their strategy may be going forward?
We'll know more Monday. When the summation witness for the government comes up and starts connecting all the dots, we'll see where the defense goes. Because I think, honestly, the racketeering is going to be the one thing that they're probably most concerned about. And they're probably really going to attack that because the government really didn't spend a whole lot of time laying down those tracks. And then they're going to do that and then attack the character of these women. And then also potentially attack the male prostitutes.
Yeah.
Because they're probably going to say, was he really paying for you to have sex with her, or you guys were just cool and he was just paying your expenses?
So some of them may come back to, of course, they could call them right back. Hey,
or someone could testify as to the relationship and the expenditures. So it can go a number of different ways.
You think the trial can go longer?
It's possible. It's possible because the judge can't shorten the defense's time. He or she basically needs to walk a line down the middle. You can't give the government 6 weeks to try a case and then turn around and tell the defense you got 2 weeks.
Right, that's facts. But they normally do have an idea of how long this is supposed to take.
They have an idea, but they also, I think, have established that Jane's testimony went long.
Shout out RealLyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move. Hey.